The kettlebell is one of the best pieces of equipment out there on the market, and I reckon it's going to be the number one thing that you should own for your home gym setup. Here are 3 foolproof reasons why you should purchase a kettlebell. This is product review and it starts now. On my previous video, I covered the dumbbell and why I also believed that the dumbbell is the number one piece of equipment for your home gym. Now, you might be asking yourself or scratching your head like, Tyler, how can there be 2 number one items that are essential for my home gym? And the reason really relies on the fact that they are both just so good at what they are able to produce, both athletically and from a home gym space, stance, price, skill level required, versatility, and mobility. These 2 pieces of equipment are absolutely essential for your home gym. You could literally get away with just having a kettlebell and a dumbbell, and you would find thousands of workouts, bodybuilding accessories, and movements that you can perform, which is why I could not decide between which one is better, so I just made 2 videos highlighting both of them. If you haven't checked out my first video for the dumbbell, the link will be in the description. Let's start talking about key points of the kettlebell.
When we talk about limitations with our kettlebell versus our dumbbell, the biggest thing that comes between these 2 movements when it comes to what the kettlebell can do that the dumbbell can't is the swing. Let's look at the kettlebell swing even just from a grip standpoint with my 2 bare hands. If I was to grip them in a position where I would swing them, it's going to be quite hard for me to find a handle with my hand on this bigger dumbbell. Whereas on the smaller kettlebell, it is built for swinging. It allows you to swing because it's shaped in a way that's going to be able to pass through your legs and extend your hips without kind of getting in the way. If I was to swing this, I can do it. But anything over this Russian swing height, I'm going to be able to barely hold on. When I do the same thing with the kettlebell, it's so much easier because it's built to swing. It's supposed to swing.
And we're going to start with the skill. Just like the dumbbell, the kettlebell requires a beginner level of skill. Anyone could literally pick up the kettlebell and master it within a couple of days. Yes, obviously mastery is probably a bit of a bold statement, but what I mean by that is that you will be unlikely to struggle with the movement or be performing anything with relatively bad technique. Most of the movements are easy to pick up. They're functional movements, so they should be similar to some movement patterns that we've done previously, whether it's in our job or our day-to-day life tasks. And for many, you can select a weight that's going to suit your strength level, which takes away that portion of the skill component. Let's talk about cost. Of course, cost is going to be one of the most important factors when it comes to buying equipment. Not all of us are millionaires, and you want to make sure you got some spare cash to be able to buy stuff like this, but also not break the bank by, spending your next 3 work wages on one item of equipment. The kettlebell comes in cheap. On screen, you can see some of the prices. This is as of the 27th of the 7th. Now, as always, look for the best deal for you. Most kettlebells are going to be similar in quality, so you're not going to really find a big difference in who makes the kettlebell. Rather, you want to be looking at how much you're going to be paying for it. And like last video, as I specified, be aware of where you're getting these kettlebells from, because the longer distance it has to travel, the more you're going to pay in shipping, and we don't want to be spending more in shipping than we are for the actual item itself. Now, having a look at on screen, there were a few sales going on as this video was being made. So the Wildlife and again Faster had some pretty hectic sales on their kettlebells at the time. For the cheapest kettlebell, the 24 kilos, the Wildlife was looking at $103, which is a bargain, because majority of the time you're looking at around about that $120 to $140 range for your kettlebells. For the 16 kilo kettlebell, once again, the Wildlife, absolutely massive sale, $75 for theirs, became the cheapest, and as always, an average price for a kettlebell should be somewhere around $80 to $90 for a 16 kilo weight. I did find at Kmart, once again, coming in clutch, if you wanted to drop 1 kilo, you weren't concerned about the specificity of the weight, you weren't too worried about performing CrossFit workouts RX, Kmart has a budget option of $49 for a 15 kilo kettlebell, and it's going to be kind of the same look and feel as the rest of the companies out there. But if you are committed to doing CrossFit RX, or you're committed to doing CrossFit in general, you can't go 15. If it comes up in an open workout or a competition online qualifier, you won't be able to do it as prescribed. So just be wary of that if you are going to go for that 15 kilo option. Thirdly, space required. Look, I won't need to harp on this one too much. It's going to be similar to the dumbbell. A 1x1 space is all that's really necessary. Of course, you're going to have a little bit of a difference because you'll be swinging the kettlebell. You might require slightly more space behind and in front of you, as well as above if we are going to go to the American swing option. However, that being said, pretty much as long as you have like somewhere that you can do it in a 1x1 meter spacing, you'll be sweet. Even in a tiny apartment in your bathroom, I reckon you could swing a kettlebell around pretty successfully. So the space required is very small, should suit everyone's needs. We're going to combine versatility and mobility together. Both of them are extreme. The kettlebell, just like the dumbbell, is something that you could bring around literally everywhere if you're going, for a quick road trip, or you're traveling, not so much overseas, but inland in your own country. You could bring the kettlebell with you to get some hotel workouts done, to keep that fitness level up without having to stress about, using potentially a gym membership that you don't want to be spending massive amounts of money for. Or if you're really short on time, it's like a work thing. It's good just to pull out, bang out 10-minute workout, chuck it away, and it's good for space. Obviously, the mobility of the actual item itself, pretty easy. You could chuck it in the back of your boot. You could put it in the car seat. It's not going to go anywhere. It's pretty straightforward, and it's easy to move with one person. So extremely mobile, extremely versatile. Just like last week where I touched on how Josh Bridges brings his dumbbell anywhere, you could legitimately do the same. Perform a workout, go to the beach, whatever. It's going to be easy to take with you wherever you go. Now that we've covered the details of the kettlebell, here are 3 foolproof reasons on why you should purchase one for your home gym setup. For starters, the kettlebell is a one-stop shop for a full body workout. You can literally perform any movement with just one kettlebell. One of the greatest movements that you can perform with a kettlebell that the dumbbell doesn't really get right is the Turkish get-up. Turkish get-up is an amazing movement for a full body workout. It requires stability, coordination, mobility to some sort of extent. You got to be timing. You got to get your timing well. The technique needs to be on point. Otherwise, that kettlebell is going to punish you. So it's one of those movements and one of those pieces of equipment that allows you to be so versatile with whatever you're trying to achieve, whether you want to get stronger, fitter, faster, or just be a better human. Kettlebell is going to be good for you. Unlike the dumbbell, with the kettlebell, you can perform a kettlebell swing. Now, yes, you could technically perform a swing with the dumbbell, a Russian swing, if that, but the heavier the dumbbell goes, the more it's going to be reliant on your grip to hold on to that head of the dumbbell. I would be more worried letting go of the dumbbell and it going through a wall. With the kettlebell, it's designed to be swung. So the kettlebell swing, both American and Russian variations, are one of the best hip hinging movements imaginable. Yes, of course, things like the glute bridge raiser or the barbell hip thrust are excellent movements. The range of motion you're able to achieve with the kettlebell in the kettlebell swing is untouched with many other movements out there. And with the swing itself, you don't need to buy a heavier bell to increase the resistance. You can just add things like a band to the kettlebell, and that's going to add enough resistance to really challenge you on those Russian swings to develop good posterior and glute strength. The last point is the kettlebell's shape. The kettlebell shape adds a uniqueness to it that other equipment will struggle to replicate. The round goblet look of the kettlebell enables the user to perform a wide variety in your routine, such as baby carries, waiter carries, squats, step-ups, goblet squats. Farmer's carries become more efficient with the kettlebell compared to its dumbbell variation, purely for the fact that the dumbbell's bells, essentially, are going to be jamming your hand. You'll be holding it either closer to one side or closer to the other. It gets uncomfortable, it rubs. Whereas the kettlebell is designed better for the farmer's carry itself. It's a legit like carrying groceries. That's what it feels like when you're carrying 2 kettlebells of the same weight. And there's many more movements that you can perform with the kettlebell. Look, if you're looking at getting a piece of equipment for your home gym, you either already own dumbbells or are deciding between the dumbbell and the kettlebell, I would highly recommend the kettlebell. Reason being is if you've got the cash, if you've got the money there, and you can afford 2 dumbbells of equal weight, it's going to be cheaper than 2 kettlebells 9 times out of 10. Get the dumbbells first, then get the kettlebell second. However, if you've got just enough money to purchase one dumbbell or kettlebell, the 24 kilo or 16 kilo kettlebell is going to be a lot more versatile than the 15 kilo or 22.5 kilo dumbbell. It's a hard decision, I know. Probably one of the hardest decisions that you're ever going to make when it comes to your home gym. Dumbbell or kettlebell. But look, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with either. They are both the #1 piece of equipment that you can purchase for your home gym setup. Look, I hope that this video helped you make that decision a little bit easier. If it did, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Like the video so it gets more traction, and follow my social medias because I post regularly on those social medias, tip videos, trick videos, and some of my training. Check out my website, absolutebeast.org, for all the training programs that you require to get better at CrossFit. And as always, I hope you guys at home stay a beast.